This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And this will be a touchback as that. Sails over the end line.
Lady! Mike 5-4! You must be dreaming.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down. Let him go by a little too easily there.
Well, that's what we saw on film, isn't it? His head goes down oftentimes when he goes to punch, when he's trying to block. And when you do that, you can't see your target. He went right past him and made the play.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Buying time to his left. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
No running room for Zeke on first down as he'll maybe get a yard out of that. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
At the Seahawks' 45-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's looking long for Witten. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jason Witten, 41 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Forbath able to convert the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Forbath to send it away now following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 74 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point up and through by Myers. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
2nd and 9 at the 22-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Prescott to throw it. Looking for his tight end, Witten, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. The extra point now coming from Myers. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right?
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Go, go, go. We're going to 54. Right here. Rush in. We're going to go 47.
Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Throwing. Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Check Mike 27. Check Mike 27. Here we go, G. Get off the field. Mike 26.
They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. Complete to Jason Witten. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
A first down carry by Elliott. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On second down, it's Elliott. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. There he goes again. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They come out here in the eye. Now here's Pollard. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Taking it in from 2 yards out as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and then converted a second time for 6 points.
This will be taken about the 12. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Strip that ball. Whip.
Wilson now throwing again. Able to get this to Gordon. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen.
He's coming. Double up.
On 1st down, Wilson. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Now it's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Friday. Go. Patch it. 12. Boost the team. Delta.
From the shotgun, Wilson eluding the pressure right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
At the 23-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. And this is incomplete.
Prescott's pass thrown to the sideline and incomplete. It's 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert On 3rd and 9.
47. Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike 20. All day, defense, all day. 26.
Prescott from the gun. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
46. Here go 47. No. Check Mike 27. Check Mike 27. Hey. Gun. Here goes. Watch the run. 26.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. That's complete to Cobb. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Kill.
And again, it's Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again, as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line.
We're going to work.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 49-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off.
Here we go. 47.
Watch twins. Watch twins.
Check 4. Here we go. 154. 188.
Keep rolling.
26.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
It's a gain of 10. First down.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. They'll run on first down. It's Elliott, able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
56, go, get out there.
On second down, Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start.
He's got it at the 15. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. 75 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Myers connects on the PAT, and that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Here's Pollard again, and he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Elliott on first down going absolutely nowhere. He'll lose about 3 on the play. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a second and 13.
Check, walk 54, walk 54. Going to 53. Here we go, 46.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott connects here with a tight end, Blake Jarwin. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The 20. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
Forbat to send it away now following the touchdown.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Switch. Switch.
Here's Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Looking for Lockett, and it's picked off inside the 5. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
At the 39-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Check right. They
go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll be taken down, but not before Okay, Coach, we are at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Seattle Seahawks. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Watch the run, watch the run. It's south, baby, that's baby south. 6.
From the gun, Love. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Devin Bush brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing a ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
14,
To throw is Wilson, operating from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play his own defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now it's Wilson. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 2nd down and 4, Wilson. This is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 36.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. From the 24, Wilson, and they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. On first down, Carson. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football, overtime, when you do it consistently.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. There's Wilson to throw. And that will be incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. And Myers able to knock it through. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
3rd and 1.
Set. 5. And we heavy on the edges,
This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his 2nd season, James Conner. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Looking to throw. Love. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 19 yards that time for number 19. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ready up. 50's the Mike. I got it. He's coming.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Love. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 40.
1st and 10 at the 40.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line. Scrimmage for a loss of 3.
Brought down back at the 43-yard line.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Back to throw. Love. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw is Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. T.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now Wilson. Well, the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 77 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
On 1st and 10, Love. He's going to fire this thing deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. 36 yards on the play. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey, watch the slant. 54, Mike, 54.
On second down, this is Edmonds. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. On 4th down, Love got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Eric Ebron, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
10 yards and a Seattle first down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Around the NFL, they're in the second quarter at Lambeau. Early lead in that one for the Packers. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. It was Minkah Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. To throw again. Wilson. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off.
That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his first touchdown of the new season as his guys are able to regain the lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Here we go. The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a first and 10. Dancing to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. T.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, first and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's first and 10 at the 44-yard line. And to give this time to the tailback. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 19-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Looking to throw. Love. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Bradley McDougald that time able to knock it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. This Seattle defense, they haven't broken yet. Coming up here on a third and goal situation. They'll get nothing out of the completion there, and it leads to a 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on third down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. One play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
the tackle made by Joe Hayden.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 34-yard line. That's the end of the 3rd.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a handoff here to his running back. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
On the Seahawks 24-yard line.
And QB's traps. Let's go. Echo. 10. Sled. Check 26.
To throw on 2nd down. Love. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Deontay Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 1st down, Seattle Seattle on a pickup of 13.
And the Seahawks first down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, decent field position through the pick-6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Draw play. This is Carson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. That is caught inside the 5. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now Wilson from the gun, he'll throw. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Darryl Worley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
I'm here all day. Check 9. Watch the edge.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Pittsburgh, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Well, the onset of fall weather, Coach, certainly a...
Ready? You ready? Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Here we go. It just
now a handoff looking right. Yeah, he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. 26. Now. 25. Deuce. Wait.
From the 30 on second down, Winston. And this one incomplete. Too much contact.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 20. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman, an 80-yard touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Going top shelf for... It got his man complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, 79 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Boswell good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return way back at the 11.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And some room to work. A big run that time by Elliott. 75 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll run with Coleman on first down. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. And here we go, watch the pass.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the net. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Tevin Coleman with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Gold to add the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This The way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
There on the tackle. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 26-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
21.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And some space here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Switch it.
Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
They'll try the right side with Elliott. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A gain of 2 there. The heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Here we go.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
He's not going to get me.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. On is the rookie fourth-rounder Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Steps away to his left. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Check 50. Left 3.
3rd and long for Winston. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster, 87 yards, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is now 21-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Coleman. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Winston. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 25 yards that time. Jameis now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Winston to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. But now it'll be third down. The Steelers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Flush to his right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. This just a 24-yard attempt. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Eric Ebron there to make the grab. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Boswell good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. That's some room to run now. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Steelers' 16-yard line. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Elliott. And he'll take this one down near the 15. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
11. Rush in.
Here's Elliott. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Here we go.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Now Elliott. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Ezekiel Elliott. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Gold with the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says,
it's caught inside the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jameis Winston with his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Hey, alert! Alert! Alert!
Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Garoppolo now. Throwing deep here for Coleman. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
On 2nd and 1, Winston. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. First carry for James Conner. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They're going to run. Here's Conner. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's Winston. Now he's going to let it go deep, right sideline. This is caught, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead is now 24. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Garoppolo. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 39 yards there, a big one. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. And between the last 2 plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Hey, alert! Alert! Alert, man!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack, but he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he's going to go down again. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. 6. Hey, go.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. Going for it all. And that is going to be incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
From the 31, Winston. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 45.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Kendrick Bourne, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
A throw over the middle taken in, and they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 22-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Being chased down, and he's taken down. Trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, Pettis is quickly becoming the #1 receiving option for Jimmy Garoppolo. Into last year, John Lynch said that they loved the way he closed the season, really came on late. Remember, this is a guy that they traded up to get at number 44 back in 2018 out of the University of Washington. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston forced out to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Solomon Thomas able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And the Steelers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. From From the shotgun, it's Winston. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Solomon Thomas able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Jameis to throw it. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Working out of the gun. Winston buying time to his left. And the pressure gets to him again. Solomon Thomas. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Check three. Watch out. Check 99.
Now Winston on 4th down. Flushed out right. And it is incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. That's caught. It's Coleman. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. On 2nd down now. It's Elliott. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. Completes it to Coleman. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Eluding and the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Steelers, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, Coach. The rain is falling. The fans are soaked. But here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
That return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Now a first carry for Daniel Pumphrey. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
We always talk about, we always look for guys with fresh legs down the stretch of a long NFL season. Well, in Week 16, he's the AFC Player of the Week, and looks like he's going to be strong for Week 17 as well.
They'll run here with Pumphrey. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football.
Just like that. Just like that. Hey, check 24.
Haskins on 3rd down. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Miles Boykin, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. They could not ask for a worse start. You give up a touchdown on the game's opening drive, and then you turn right around and throw the interception on your very first play.
And this is where the coaching staff has to earn its money, because they've got to calm these guys down a little bit. Just as you noted, a horrendous start, both sides of the ball. But now the defense, which gave up an opening drive.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Cameron Hayward in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Watch the twitch. Switch. Check.
Here's Haskins to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
He's checking crap. Slam.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Let's go. Do it.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, There's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Roethlisberger will throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down. Think about some of the memorable performances that Ben Roethlisberger has had over the years, and one of them came against the Ravens. He threw 6 touchdowns back in 2014 and a win against Baltimore. And actually, now that I think about it, that was on the heels of a 6-touchdown performance in a win over Indianapolis the week prior. So October of 2014 was kind to Big Ben. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now Connor. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Roethlisberger, that is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches, there's just with them a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission. That's their challenge. And you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know, at the beginning of the season, you have multiple goals. They just have one now. Win the game.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run. It's Mark Ingram. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Cameron Hayward has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Haskins to throw it. And he'll find Hall. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll run it now with Pumphrey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
On first down, it's Haskins. And it'll be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Roethlisberger. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tucker now for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And as these guys interplay in Week 17, we know one thing. They are playoff bound, but they want to win that division title. They told us that is a goal that's been posted in their locker room since day one. They've got the chance to control their own destiny.
And there's nothing more powerful than saying that you won the division because I know from building a team, when I talk with all the GMs and the player personnel directors, they always talk about to get to the playoffs in the NFL, you have to have a team that's constructed to win your division. Beat those teams first. That's your #1 path to getting there, and they can get that done in this game.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 42, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. They run with Pumphrey. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers path.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Terry McLaurin, his 14th touchdown now on the year. As the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now Roethlisberger to Connor on the check down. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 46 yards.
First down, Pittsburgh.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, it's Samuels. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now it's Roethlisberger. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. James Washington with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Boswell good with the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
You think you gonna get this? Check three, check three, check three. Shift, watch the shift. Out, 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 out. Switch, switch, switch. Let's go.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. T.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 5 now. Roethlisberger gets this to his running back. That's Jalen Samuels. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
Stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. They'll run on first down. Samuels, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jalen Samuels, as the first half is winding down, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing now, Haskins on first down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
Like 20.
They go draw play. This is Samuels. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Staying on the ground with Samuels. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Calling a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. But it doesn't really matter. They brought in the big lumber to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done. Right back to Connor here on first. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, it's Connor. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. On first down, Samuels. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down.
Watch 88. Watch 88. Good.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll try to run it. This is Connor. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll look to run with Connor. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger keeping it himself from a yard out as his guys are able to regain the lead.
Partner, that was simply an example of getting low, wasn't it?
It was indeed. And for the quarterbacks, so they get low the line. They did their job. Is the quarterback's job just to find a crease and dive?
Find a crease and just get in there. And ordinarily, you start low yourself, get low behind that offensive line. But sometimes they do such a great job, you can almost fall forward and find the crease for a touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's second and 3. Again, it's Pumphrey. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up first and 10. Now it's Haskins. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. Here's Haskins. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 44-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's first and 10. Haskins looking to throw on first down. That's pulled in by the rookie from Notre Dame, Miles Boykin. That's good for 28 yards. From the red zone now, Haskins on first down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended target was the rookie, Terry McLaurin, and it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. 2nd and 10 now. Haskins to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, 1-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick 6.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Devin Bush able to record his 5th sack of the season. Another try after the first down sack. Haskins. He'll find his man on the comeback route. Complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Now Haskins. Dancing to his left. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Bud Dupree able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They're going on 4th down. Haskins slings this deep from McLaurin. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he's got room. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you're looking to play. Oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. It's caught at the 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Miles Boykin, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives. And a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
You know, I usually agree with you, but I'm going after them right here. I want to put this bad boy away. I wouldn't be afraid to throw it. They've got all the confidence, all the momentum on their side. Go ahead and take your dagger shots and try and finish this one off.
I disagree vehemently. I say run the football. You've got the lead.
Well, let's watch it and find out who's right.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
All right, now. Black 80.
48 months. Watch the run. Alert flare. Alert flare. 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 Check 50. Check 50.
50. Easy, easy. You draw forfeit. Black 80.
On 3rd down, it's Counter. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. To return is Taylor. And he's out right at the 25. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Tighten up. Tighten up. Tighten up. Check. Crunch. Crunch. Crunch.
Now Haskins on 1st down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Steven Nelson. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. They'll run on 1st down. Samuels. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Black 80. 44.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Hey, Foxtrot. Foxtrot.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jonathan Abram, the rookie from Mississippi State. The 20. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Now Tucker to add the PAT. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. And a timeout is called. So now you're looking at probably just one final play from back in their own territory, and they're going to need a miracle. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Pittsburgh, a final win means they will finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-4. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, we'll have to see what happens as they're going to finish the year 10-6. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brent.